Hey guys, this is Mary. Welcome back to another little piece of my art. And today I'm going to do part I don't know what of all the things I've ever colored. I'll know what it is when I make the title, but right now I don't remember which one. This one is going to be all of the hardbacks, and there's a lot of them, so I'll try to get through them kind of quickly. I do have a clip light on my attached to my phone, so hopefully that'll be better than the overhead light. This one is Art Therapy, The Enchanted Forest, 100 Designs. And I'm pretty sure that I have only done one picture in here, even though I really love the pretty designs in this book. There's some really cool ones. Dragons and wizards and oh, okay, I started this one in Crayola and I just have to go back and do the bat right here and then smooth it all out with pencils. So that one just ignore. It's a whip. And then the other one, also you're going to see black gunk all over my hands, and that's because I just now, like 10 minutes ago, dyed my friend's hair black. And I forgot to wear my gloves when I was rinsing it out. Okay, so there's this one. And I used some markers and then some pencils over the top of it, and there might be some gel in her skirt. And then I tried to do like a sun streaks in the background, but I'm not sure I really achieved what I was going for there, but you know, it's okay. There's plenty more. That's why I love these 100 designs books, because there's just so many of them. So there's that one. This one I'm not sure that I've done any in. This is Art Therapy Extraordinary Gardens, 100 Designs. This one had quite a few pages colored with crayon, but at the time when I ordered it, I could not find any of them new because these books are out of print. So you're going to get, you might be able to find one that's called used, but it may have no pictures colored, or it may have just a few. This one had a few, and I didn't remove them because I don't know. I think it's kind of cool having more than one person's coloring in your book. This person seemed to enjoy using crayons, and I think they did a fine job. So yeah, I don't think that's their coloring. I don't think I got in here yet. I was going to last spring, and then I never did. So there's that one. And all my books, I have to show you what happened. You see this? My closet exploded. Like, it has one of those systems in there with shelves and all that business. And like 3 o'clock in the morning one night, everything came out. Just my closet ejected itself. It sounded like a helicopter was landing on my roof. I think I levitated off my bed. Dogs went flying across the room. And yeah, it was my entire closet ejecting itself. So some of my books got damaged. Most of the hardbacks got damaged. But that's okay. We will soldier on. Here's Art Therapy, Aztecs and Maya. And I did this one, and I remember using Prismas for the pink part, and I think I used my Crayola Twistables on the other parts. Twistables here, I just should just go ahead and finish that. That's just so silly to have a whip this long. This one, I was just going in with some either gel pens or some fine liners, and I got bored of that. And then I did do this one. I think those were regular Crayola. This one's my favorite. I did use quite a few fluorescent pencils, and I think there's just something really cool about that picture. Like, that one I would probably hang up if I had that type of, look going on. But I do have a wall that I'm trying to build that's just like art pictures. Anybody's art, people in my family, my own. And this one is just a pattern one. And then I did this one. Then this one was Prismas. You can tell by the brightness. Here's another one that I started, and these are just so, so much repetition there. And I feel like something crunchy in the back, so I probably did do something back here. I started this fish. This is just watercolor crayons. And so I need to finish that one because it doesn't have much more to go. I did this one for my daughter, who is the corn queen. She works as a grain inspector. And this one, it was just marker of this pepper plant that she bought me. That's why it's called Erica's Pepper Plant. But I didn't go over that with pencils yet or do a background. This one was just using some watercolor media just to try to get it done, get the pattern ones done. And then this one was probably my favorite. This one and the other one in the front, but I really love the way this one turned out. I enjoyed doing all the jewels and just using the watercolor crayons. Plus I used the Crayola Colors of the World pencils for the skins. And this one took me a really long time, and I'm pretty proud of it. That's probably about the best my coloring is going to ever get. So if you're not impressed with that, then probably you shouldn't watch this whole video. Here's one I did with, I think this was with Sonia. And then you can see where this is all blurry, my fish, because I sprayed it and the marker smeared. But it kind of gave it a watercolor sort of a look, so, or tie-dye look, you know, so I wasn't too worried about it. But that one was really fun to do as well. It did bleed through. And then here's just another patterny one I started. These I just did all in Crayola Super Tips, and I never went back to do any pencil work. And then I painted the back black, so it kind of looks cool. I should finish it. But this is a very enjoyable book. If you can get your hands on this one, I would recommend it because the pictures, you know, they're very quirky and different and not something that you see every day. I love these big, I don't know what they are, Mayan calendars, I guess. So another one that I just went in with marker. And then I did do him when I first got the book, and I think he's all, the background parts, these parts are Crayola Super Tips, and then he's also done in Crayola Twistable pencils. So there's that one. We're buzzing right along. This one is my fashion coloring book, 100 Fashion Items. This one's by Marie Perron, and I don't have, it's more or less a new one, and I don't have very much done in here. I think I have these stockings with the orange and green shoes and the funky background. But I like this one because you can draw your own things in if you want to. And then I bought these rub-ons at the Dollar Tree that have all sayings about fashion. There's that. Oh, I did do the bag, little beach bag. Wait, I see something else. And then I did her with a very strange face color, so who knows what that was all about. But I was going to write words going like out. But yeah, I believe that is it. But this is a fun book, and it gives you a lot of space to add things and write words or put magazine cutouts. So I really like this one. It reminds me of the book called The Look. But I think the paper on this one's a lot better because the paper in all these books is just amazing. Then I have Art Therapy Mandalas, 100 Designs. But I don't think I have... Oh, I just found the one I did. Okay. Because I did that thing where I had to color in everything. A challenge that I gave myself a few years ago. So I did color one thing in here. And this one is a really cool, like, Eastern motifs in here. This is the one that I did. And I believe this is just Crayola Super Tips and some gel pens. But it has some nifty designs in there as well. A lot of repeating patterns. So some of those I won't ever do, or I'll cover them up with something else. But, you know, I was like wanting to get all of the books in this thing. I guess I started this one. This looks like watercolor. So, yeah, this one is pretty nifty. Not in my top favorites, but, you know, I would definitely not get rid of it. So there's that one. Then I have the 100 stained glass designs. I found this book very intimidating and difficult. So I think I did one, or I might have just only started it. Here we go. So I did this one. And it looks like I used glitter pens and gel pens and some pencil. And I don't know really what all I used in there, but it doesn't look like stained glass, but that's okay. It's okay. I did it. I got in here and broke through my fear. Oh, I also started this one, but you can see where I have not finished all along the sides, and I don't have those gel pens anymore, but that's okay because I will just use a color that is close to it, and nobody, the coloring book police, will not be showing at my house, up at my house to arrest me, so it'll be fine. So there's that one. Then I have the Art Therapy Celtic 100 designs, and I think I only did one in this one as well. I took it with me to vacation in New Jersey, and you know, when you're on vacation there's a lot of things to do, so and I didn't have a whole bunch of supplies with me, so I did this with what I had, which I think was a little bit of watercolor and then a very small set of pencils, and then I remember buying a small pack of gel pens while I was there, so those are in there too. But this is a fun one. If you like Celtic designs, there's some cool things in here like snakes and I guess like Celtic, you know, whatever. I don't know if they're saints or religious figures in some way. I'm not really sure. I'm not Irish. But yeah, it's cool as well. All these books are cool, and I tell you guys all the time that what makes them cool to me is the paper, the freedom to use whatever I want and not worry. Isn't that one really cool? Not worry about busting through or bleeding through to the other side. So I overlook the pages that are not that great and focus on the ones that, you know, are really cool. Oh, and then I did this one as well. So this one looks like watercolor pencils, maybe. I can see the watercolor and the blue, and then the rest looks like maybe Crayola Super Tips. So there's that one. Then we have Art Therapy Buddhism, 100 designs. I've showed you guys this one so many times, but this is for people that maybe have never seen it. This entire page was colored with Crayola twistable pencils. You can really get, you know, a big bang for your buck out of those because they're not very expensive. This one was done in Stellar Tri-Plus fine liners, which are almost all dead at this point. I like the way this one turned out. I wouldn't have thought of blending green into pink, but I think it almost gives like a glowing effect. So it came out kind of cool, and I like it. I think this one was with Crayola regular pencils, if I remember correctly, which I might not be. This one I know was Crayola twistables because they're easier to color in big backgrounds like that because they glide easier than a pencil, and you don't have to go over the same spot as many times because you get a better coverage. So it was, you know, easier to fill that much background in. This Buddha, I swear to God, but as soon as I looked at it, I thought of those pencil Sivo Vivids. I think I did this in Sivo Vivids, and I think I still have those pencils somewhere, but I don't use them on the regular. There's nothing wrong with them. There's just, you know, we like certain ones and other ones we don't. But you can see I have these raised gems on the outer rim of this like mandala behind Buddha. And then I have some stickles on the inside, and I think he turned out really cool. One of my favorites. And I also really like this one. When I started coloring it, I was like, oh, I'll probably never finish this because I'll get bored. But the twistable pencils, when you get them blending nicely, they give like a glow, and I'm really into it. And even the gray parts turned out okay. And then I used some really cheap fluorescent background pencils on that background there to kind of blend, you know, to kind of go set back. This guy I used paint, and then I used pencils for this part, but I used paint to paint these stripes and do like a night kind of a thing on there. So I was pleased with how that turned out. And then sometimes I'll try to use colors that I'm not into, and I don't like purple, so I made myself do a bunch of purple. And I used a very sparkly set of gel pens that you can get at the Dollar Tree during Christmas time. So I usually pick up, you know, 3 or 4 packs of them because they don't seem to be out during the regular part of the year, but I think you can find them with like the Christmas stuff in the Dollar Tree. So yeah, I was pleased with that one. The rest of this is twistables. This is all twistables. And then I started this one, and I remember using my Koh-i-Noor, the big pencils, the big fat one, Magic Effects, to do the Buddhas inside here, how they're like all colors. And yeah, and then I just petered out there on the second page. These ones I based with watercolor pencils, or maybe crayons to start them out with, and then I just didn't finish it. This one I went in with colored pencil and got real tired of that orange, so that one might take me a while to finish. And I think that might be all. Oh, no, wait. I think I did, yeah, I did with Anna from Anna's Coloring Corner. I did do a buddy color, and I started there, didn't like how it came out, so this was the one that I entered into our, you know, our buddy color. So I used markers and then pencils over it, some gel pens for the sparklies, and I think some chalks for the background. So yeah, she was pretty cool. That one was done when I got the book. So that's what I mean when I tell you guys, if you order them used, you might have a page or two, but if you want a book that's out of print, sometimes you have to deal with that. I did use some ink pads. I was going to try like covering the entire pages with ink pads and then just going in and coloring certain parts of it to see how that would turn out. But I never finished. Then I have this one, and I'm not really sure. This one is Calming Therapy Anti-Stress Coloring Book, and it also has the 100 pages. I wanted it because it has the pages that you can doodle on, you know, and I'm into that. But the problem was nothing, like it still has the good thick paper, but it's a weird different texture. Excuse me. And I was having trouble getting things to stick to it. So now what is this? This is watercolor. It didn't bleed through, maybe a little bit. Watercolor, and then it looks like some gel pen to work on that one. But I had done one that was, I tried to get Prismas to work on this paper, and it was like, I mean, I just kept going over and over and over the pages, and the pencils were not, it's like they didn't want to even go into the paper or like stick to the paper. It was really weird. And maybe now I don't know where it is. But I just liked them because they had all these empty things that you could do stuff to. And I really dig that. Trying to remember. I think it was fish. I know it was fish. And I was so frustrated because I thought, well, let me use, you know, the nicer pencil. This. Like, can you see all of the lines, the grainy, like, there was layers of pencils on here and it was just not going down. Now the gel pens went down really good, and you know, the marker parts that I did use went down really good, but the pencils just did not want to blend or to like lay down on this paper, so it's just a little smoother than the other books. So if you get one of these, you may want to consider getting some clear gesso and coating your pages before you attempt that. I have Twilight Garden with all of the, and I also have the same one with the bird book. I forget what it's called. There's nothing in here. I don't know why I took that out, because there's nothing for me to show you in there. I have a bunch done in Star Wars, but I don't think I'm going to have time to show it to you because this has so many in there, and I have 2 more books to get through. So I will show you the Star Wars one another time. But I do have Spirit Animals by Hannah Carlson. I did that page, and I just did that one as a test to see how things were going to roll out. I used some watercolor to start on this one and did not finish it, but I did finish the crab double page spread, and this is just a lot of pencils and a lot of watercolor stuff and a lot of gels, and they come out really nice in this book. This paper is also excellent. This book is so precious to me that I really want to think about my pages before I do them, so I did this one, and I love how this one came out. This was my steampunk girl, and Locust Feathers is a joke on having a cicada infestation because it looked like feathers. So yeah, we had that going on back home before I moved, and you know, they come every, I don't know, 33 years or something, I forget, but so that was what the page was. And I did use my glossy accents, and I just love how she turned out. Love this page. So there's that, and that's all I have there. And then last but not least, I have This Daydreams by Hannah Carlson. This has an entirely different kind of paper. This one almost feels like newsprint, but it still has been working out. So I, you know, tested here some different things to see what happened. I had this little bleed through there, and I think it was because my gel pen was so juicy, because I haven't had any other problems. So this one I did in watercolor, and then I went back over it with Crayola twistable pencils, and I love it. I think it's so vibrant and so pretty, and I haven't even added any gel yet because you still have to do that bug layer. But I haven't even added any gel pen to it, and I just think I love it. So on the other side, I have this bunny all done in watercolor, waiting for some pencils to come in and, you know, finish that up. I think it came out cute. Again, this one, I used some of my fluorescent watercolor and then just my regular watercolors, and I love the balance of those colors, or the contrast, I should say. So that'll be fun to get in with pencils. I've done her with my watercolors, and I left the details like the collar and the strings and stuff like that for some pens, to get in there with some pens or some pencils, but I still have to go in and do pencil work on these. Then I have this one, and I have to do the centers of the flowers, and I have to do the windows and all of that stuff on the cabin or the house. But I think it's cute. I got to do the hearts and, you know, go in with my pencils. So, you know, that stuff takes time. And then I started on this one, just doing my watercolor base. I like to do, you know, have quite a few watercolors ones done ahead of time, And that way I can just grab my pencils and then choose, which one I feel like working on. So that's the way I'm going about it in this book, just doing them in order. Even if I don't feel like I really didn't feel like doing this page, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it and get it over with. And so I can move on to the next one. So I love her books. I think all of them are pretty much masterpieces. So that is what I have in all of my hardcover books, except for Star Wars. Like I said, I'm over halfway through this one now. So it would take me forever to show you all of the completed pages. I'll work on it a little bit more and then show you it in December, because it's been on my books to finish for a couple of years now, and I have not been able to do it because, I don't know, life. All right, guys, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here for the next part of this, which will be, I don't know. I'll have to look and see what's left. Okay, take care. Have a great day, night, wherever you are, whenever you see this. Bye.